Two parents are accused of exposing their child to drugs in Laurel County. And Governor Beshear is visiting a couple of state parks in our region today. We'll tell you why.
Plus, we stay mild for the first weekend of February. Your first alert forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, 2 people are now charged with exposing a small child to dangerous drugs. Sheriff's deputies in Laurel County say both a 4-year-old girl's mother and father are to blame for exposing her to meth and other substances. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has been looking into the allegations and has more from Laurel County.
Both Jamie Seltzer and Derek Feltner are here in the Laurel County Jail together. Police say that they are accused of criminal abuse because they say that they exposed their little girl, their 4-year-old daughter, to meth.
We accompanied social services on a referral that a child possibly had been exposed to drugs.
The initial complaint came from a house on Old Richmond Road near East Bernstadt. Deputies launched an investigation and tests confirmed that a 4-year-old girl had been exposed to meth along with several other drugs. 38-year-old Jamie Setzer, the girl's mother, was arrested Thursday, and then on Friday morning, deputies arrested the father, 36-year-old Derek Feltner. Both are charged with a Class C felony of criminal abuse in the first degree.
Honestly, this is the worst of the worst. We see a lot of things in law enforcement. This is absolutely the worst of the worst.
This 4-year-old girl is now in the custody of other relatives. Police say that they do believe that she will not suffer any permanent damage, that the exposure was caught in time. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Phil, thank you. Police say the charges both are facing carry a possible punishment of 5 to 10 years in prison. The federal trial of a former Commonwealth's attorney is nearing an end. Ronnie Goldie is accused of doing favors for a woman facing charges in exchange for sexual pictures and videos. Goldie's defense says he was asking for videos of drug trafficking in Bath County. The prosecution says he was pressuring her to send explicit images. Closing arguments were expected today.
We are tracking some more calm and comfortable weather as we close out your work week. Let's take a live look from Perry County at Buffalo Mountain. That current temperature up to 54 degrees as we see a few peaks of sunshine back in the distance as well. And those current temperatures anywhere from the upper 40s in Pikeville, also Prestonsburg, to the lower 60s in Somerset, also in Monticello. So we are tracking some not too bad temperatures across the mountains as we go into this afternoon. Up on first alert pinpoint Doppler, we are dry as we are tracking a cold front that is swept across the region right now, but notice that will continue pushing off to the south as we go into late tonight, also as we start the weekend. So we are tracking some more drier weather and some more sunny weather as we go into tomorrow. But this evening, if you have those plans, we are dry under a mainly clear to partly cloudy sky. And those temperatures are chilly as you wake up in the morning. We wake up below freezing in the upper 20s and lower 30s, but more mild weather is on tap for this weekend. Upper 50s tomorrow, back in the possibly lower 60s by Sunday. So we are tracking some more mild and sunny weather as we go into the weekend. More mild weather into early next week as well. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear made several stops today, kicking off the 100th anniversary of Kentucky's state parks. One stop was Natural Bridge State Park in Slade. In his proposed budget, he wants more than $100 million to invest into more than a dozen projects at state parks. Governor Beshear says these parks have a big impact on tourism.
We've been making memories at our state parks with our Kentucky families. All of us have that special story. We also see so much contribution to our tourism industry through outdoor tourism, which you see here.
Governor Beshear says it's important to invest in state parks that bring tourism and industry to the state. The governor was also scheduled to visit Jenny Wiley State Park in Floyd County within the last hour. We'll have more on his goals for the future of state parks coming up tonight at 6. A Letcher County School is honoring one of its former employees today. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox has more on that.
The library in Letcher Elementary and Middle School will have a new name. The library will soon be called Carol Brown Library. Brown was the school's first librarian and worked here for several years. Teacher Misha Hall described the library as Brown's home away from home.
She began working here in the early 1970s. She worked here until 1994. So we are going to honor her today and say a tribute to her, just because this, this was our library. This was where she was. This was her home.
Hall described Brown as a good-hearted person. I'll have more on why they are dedicating the library to her at 6. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Chandler, thank you. Hall said the ceremony was scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. today at the school. Late word this afternoon that actor Carl Weathers has died. Weathers was a former NFL linebacker who became a Hollywood action movie and comedy star. He was possibly best known playing the nemesis turned ally Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies beginning in 1976. He had other memorable movie roles in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and teaching golf in Happy Gilmore. Carl Weathers was 76. Coming up on First at 4, an early spring or more winter. Find out the groundhog's prediction next.
Plus, more mild and dry weather is looming for the weekend. Those details coming up after this break.